If you're someone who struggles with that inner voice, it goes on and on and on, and you keep going into a loop, you're in just the right place today because I am talking to the absolutely marvelous Marcus Tomlinson. He is a speaker? No, he's a speaker,
The speecher.
a coach, a mentor, and a guide. And he's going to talk to you about what you can do to kind of have some power around that inner voice. So over to you, Marcus.
Well, good morning. Thank you. And I want to be known as a speecher forevermore. I think that's a really good new phrase. So thank you for inviting me to have a chat with your audience, if you like, this morning. And yes, as Julie says, I'd like to talk to you. We'll give it the big title, Mastering the Inner Voice. That sounds really grand, doesn't it? But what do we mean by that? Well, if you're like pretty much everyone I've ever met, we have this inner voice, sometimes negative voice, that's constantly going on and on. Sometimes it's helpful and it's empowering, but far too often it is going, oh, do you think you should? Or it's having some sort of judgment or making you remember something that you did wrong in the past and just going on and on at you. And that is not helpful. So rather than listen to me, you could get a book by Mo Gaudat called That Little Voice Inside Your Head. Quite a long read. Brilliant. It's all about this. But I'm going to condense that into a few minutes. So essentially, I'd like you to come out of this little session today by feeling you're more in control with how you're thinking. You have a new relationship, maybe even a new friend with this little voice inside your head, your inner voice. You have kind of had some level of mastery over your mindset about this relationship so you can see it for what it is and let it add value to your life as opposed to taking it away. So what can we do? So first of all, is it familiar? Think for a moment of some time a voice has had a go at you. It could be what you're wearing for some crazy reason, or what you said to somebody, or something you did some time ago, or you're thinking of something new and it's going, really? You can't do that. Who do you think you are? And all of this stuff. Well, where it comes from is around 10,000 years ago, where before we settled down, we were roaming the plains. It was really useful to have this inner voice which helped us stay alive. It was all about things called fight or flight. Something was going to bite you or kill you. You had an instant reaction. It would scream out you, get out of the way, run for your life or fight. And all of that stuff was really useful. However, we've moved on. So your software is about 100,000 years out of date. So what it's trying to do is constantly protect you by giving you misinformation because it wants you to run away and hide. And if it senses any fear within you, it's thinking, I recognize that feeling. I'm going to get you out of there. I want to protect you. And I'm going to remind you of how dangerous and scary whatever thought you've just had is. In fact, I'm even going to go and get some evidence for you to remind you of how bad that is. So let's give that a real world context. You meet somebody, you're saying good morning, you haven't seen them for a while. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm not bad. Yeah, I'm not too bad either. And then they go on starting to talk to you about the week. How was your weekend? It was all right, same old, same old. And you go, yeah, oh, well, we didn't have a very nice time either. And they start telling you about the barbecue that went wrong and this was said. And you're not even listening. Your brain's gone off to go, oh, let me get a story ready to back up how bad my weekend was and join in. Is that familiar to any of you? It's this kind of process where your brain accidentally thinks it's helping you. And that's a really bland example. There are more severe examples which can happen on a daily basis, which start to cause stress. They can cause anxiety, and they can even make you want to retreat in yourself and make you think you're not worthy for a whole variety of reasons. So we're all familiar with that to some degree or other. What can you do about it? So number one is change what's going on. First of all, think of your brain, this voice, this entity, as a third party. It's not you. It lives somewhere else. It's like another person. And the second you do that, just when it arrives to give you unhelpful information by being critical, just go, oh, bless you. You're that 100,000-year-old program, aren't you? I know you're trying to help me. It's so nice of you to turn up, but you don't help anymore. I'm not in a cave. I'm living in the modern world. So I see you for what you are. So the first thing is to call it out, like a friend who's we don't want to judge our friends, but someone who's kind of not come with you and is a little bit of irritating and always has a negative story to tell you, that's what your brain's doing. Don't judge it. Don't get cross with it. Don't get angry. Just see it for what it is. Take a breath and go, okay, now I know who you are and what you're doing. Let's change the relationship. So number one, separate it. It's not you. It's just your brain. Then decide if it's not giving you quality information, maybe you'd like to name that person. For alliteration purposes, Whingy Wendy, boring Brian. Not all Brians are boring. Not all Wendys are whingy. You get where I'm going with this. But choose someone or something where you go, hang on, I'm sorry, I do not take stock in what you say. I generally don't value what you say and even give it a voice which you do not like. Now, there's a chap who I find not the greatest orator, and I used to find a little irritating. He ran the country for a while. He's not political. Boris Johnson. Well, I don't know. And so I just allow my inner voice, if it's not genuinely bringing me something that's empowering me and enriching me and making me feel good, I just give it that little voice. I say, yeah, I know what you're trying to do. I don't need that. Only come to me with something which will give me the result I'm looking for. I need a new intention, and I need someone who's going to support me and help me find a solution. So number two is change, give it a name. Number three is give it a voice that's not helpful. So we've separated ourselves from this, because it's not you, by the way. This is not your inner voice. It's like a third-party being entity. It's almost like AI that doesn't work properly yet. That's another way I like to think of it. It's your AI that, if you use any, chat GPT or whatever, it's only as good as the information you put in it, and only repeat what other people have said. And it'll repeat it, whether it's right or wrong. The most information that's been put into AI is what comes out. So it's the same with the negativity, because for some reason, you may have given it accidental programming, and your friends and your parents have given it accidental information because it thinks it's protecting you. So that no longer serves. So number four thing is to get it to give you new and better information. And this is where it gets really exciting. So once you've third-party brain, given it the name, silly voice, go delete that program, press the button here, because you've got a button. Oh, no one's told you, you know about the delete buttons. Okay, a bit like me, half my life, I didn't realize I've got two buttons, one here and one here, to delete negative programming. So when you feel that coming on, you press the button here, delete that program, send me a better thought. And that's crucial, because what your wonderful third-party voice / brain will then do is go, oh, I see, you don't want all this negative stuff you've been accidentally asking for years. You want something better. Yes, thanks, I do. Delete that program, send me a better thought. And this is where we're going to start changing our relationship with that inner voice, because it's never going to go away, but don't get rid of it. We want to train it into being someone who could even be your best friend, and say, what I need from you now is I need solutions. I need to know how to change anything that could be a challenge in my life into a positive. I need you to kind of lift me up and be my wingman or woman to say, come on, you've got this, you can. And that's what the voice will do. But it needs your help, because at the moment, it doesn't know what you want from it, because we're accidentally watching the news and go, oh my God, the world's going to hell in a handcart. Or you're watching a soap. By the way, if you watch soaps, please don't stop it right now, forever, because it's about trying to amplify the negativity in life, as is the news. And that's why your brain's going, oh, look, I see what you're looking at. I see all this negativity. I'll give you more. I'll give you more, because it needs your help to be trained. So when you do delete that program, send me a better thought. For the first few times, it's going to go, no, you don't. You've given me years of something else. I know what you want. You want to feel bad because you love it, don't you? Because that's how you've been. And you go, actually, no more, thank you. Delete that program, send me a better thought. And then, number 6, and I've lost count, but hey, you're getting the idea. Number 6 is have some better thoughts ready. So choose 2 or 3 stories that you want your third-party brain to focus on to change the way you feel. And the way we do that is make a list of great life moments, make a list of great work moments where you're proud. I've got a vanity shelf here behind me, you maybe see it. Lots of little cups that I got for public speaking. And that's me reminding myself, actually, you're pretty good at this, because for years I was terrified of being a speecher, as we now call it. And genuinely, all I could do was have negative thoughts. Oh, people are going to laugh at me. It's going to go wrong. And it's going to be awful. And so I would never do it. But I reprogrammed my little inner voice and said, I want to be calm. I want to be confident. I want to tell a great story. I'd love to be able to inspire other people to make changes in their life so that they can not be negative and challenged and anxious like I was. So there's my number one little story. So when I do delete that program, send me a better thought. Oh, yeah. I remember I changed the way I was about speaking. So choose 2 or 3 other things. What have you done where someone said, wow, you rocked at that? Or thank you. You really meant something to me when you said or did that. Hold that and kind of let it go into you, almost like it's written on a bit of paper in your pocket or your bag or whatever, so that when you have that moment, delete that program, send me a better thought. You can't think what it is, so bring out your version of the public speaking or your version of kindness, or when someone was kind to you. So have minimum of 2 or 3 little stories that just give you that edge. So the brain, your third-party brain, starts to become your friend, your ally, your companion, your motivator, your coach, for heaven's sake. And that is how you can start to change and master the inner voice inside your head. Because what you're doing is just rewiring your brain, because that's how you learn everything else. You know, when you didn't stand up when you took the first steps and then think, wow, that didn't work, so I'm not bothering walking for the rest of my life. You didn't start speaking until you started repeating the words, mama, dada. Don't know why I'm saying that. You probably know what your first words were, but you get the idea. And so we say them again and again and again, and then they become part of who you are. Mastering your inner voice is the same process. The reason when you first start to do it, it's had years for many of you of accidentally having just world thoughts. You've been human. That's all you've done for many, many years. You've allowed the humanness to be around and take in information that hasn't served you. So now your choice from right now for the rest of your life is to change the relationship with your inner voice. Give it some quality thoughts. Give it some love. Give it some kindness. Give it some compassion. And if it accidentally strays for a while, which it will because you're human, just bring its focus back, delete that program, send me a better thought. What I need from you right now is love, kindness, compassion, support, help, motivation. I need solutions. And the more you remind it, the more it will start to do and be and think as you wish. So there's roughly half a dozen tips about how you can change your inner voice, how you can create a wonderful relationship with your inner voice, and how you can have a new friend you've always had but maybe didn't know was there. So I hope that's pretty useful. And you're going to read about this. No, you're not. You're going to hear about this on my new podcast, which we just made up at the beginning of this before we went on air, called Bloody Hell, That Was Useful.
Oh my goodness, Marcus. That was really refreshing. I absolutely love that. Yes, it's all about developing new habits. And like Marcus said, it's about repeating something over and over again, a practice that starts to work. Keep going with it. And also, what's been proved is that what we think about, we actually bring about. So if you keep having the same thoughts and keep having the same feelings, keep having the same outcome. Thank you so, so much for wrapping it all up in this wonderful, wonderful story, which you're so good at, being a master speaker.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see your podcast, Marcus, quite frankly.
I know. Well, we invented it this morning. You know, I'm not sure people believe that, but we literally did. Yeah.
If anybody's got a better title, please do comment below. If you want to know more about Marcus, and why wouldn't you, all his links will be below. Mine will be there too. So check him out, send him a message, find out a little bit more. He is, well, He's marvelous, obviously.
That's
Thank you very much again, Marcus, and thank you ever so much, everyone else, for listening or watching.
Thank you, Julie. My absolute pleasure.